When people think of love, they often picture big moments: flowers on Valentine's Day, expensive jewelry, surprise vacations, or dramatic gestures that make the heart skip a beat. But the truth is, real love is not built on occasional grand displays. It is built quietly, patiently, in the rhythm of daily life, through the small, consistent gestures that often go unnoticed but mean everything. Love is not a stage performance where only the loudest or most extravagant acts win the audience. Love is more like a gentle melody, played again and again in the background of life. Not flashy, not overwhelming, but steady and soothing. And in that steady rhythm, the little gestures hold more weight than the grand ones, because they are repeated, they are reliable, and they speak of commitment in a way that one-time gifts never can. Think about a simple good morning text, or someone making you coffee just the way you like it, or the way your partner places a blanket over you when you fall asleep on the couch. These are not grand gestures. No one writes songs about them, but they are powerful reminders of love, care, and thoughtfulness. They say, "I see you, I notice you, you matter to me." And that is the deepest form of love. In fact, research in psychology has shown that consistent, small acts of kindness strengthen relationships far more than rare but extravagant gifts. Because relationships are lived in the ordinary, not the extraordinary. A relationship does not survive on anniversaries or birthdays alone. It survives on Tuesday mornings, on late-night talks, on quick hugs before leaving the house. It survives on the way two people treat each other when no one else is watching. It is easy to buy something expensive once in a while, but it takes real love to show up daily in small ways, to listen when your partner is tired, to notice when they need encouragement, to do chores without being asked. These things do not cost much. Sometimes they cost nothing at all, but they carry immense meaning, because they are proof that love is alive in the present moment, not just in the highlight reels. Let's imagine two couples for a moment. The first couple celebrates anniversaries with lavish dinners, expensive gifts, and dramatic gestures. But in between those moments, their daily life is filled with neglect. Little attention, little communication, little warmth. The second couple rarely gives expensive gifts, but they check in with each other throughout the day. They cook together, they share inside jokes, they remember the little things that matter. Over time, which couple do you think will feel more deeply loved? It is almost always the second, because love is not about price tags. It is about presence. One of the greatest misunderstandings about love is that it must always be big to be meaningful. That is not true. In fact, often it is the smallest gestures that are remembered the longest. Ask people about the moments when they felt most loved, and they will often tell you about something small. The way their partner held their hand during a scary moment, the way they looked at them across the room and smiled, the way they quietly supported them during a hard time. These memories linger, not because they were dramatic, but because they were real. And this is important in a country like the United States, where life is often busy, rushed, and filled with pressure. People work long hours, commute, take care of children, manage responsibilities. There is not always time or money for grand gestures, but there is always time for the little ones. A quick note in a lunchbox, a phone call just to say "I miss you," a shared meal, even if it is simple takeout. These small things fit into the rhythm of everyday life, and that is why they matter. Small daily gestures are also powerful because they show thoughtfulness. When you notice the small things, it proves you are paying attention. For example, remembering how your partner takes their coffee, or knowing when they prefer silence instead of advice, or noticing when they are stressed and stepping in to help. These are ways of saying, "I know you, I understand you, I am here for you." That kind of attention builds a foundation of trust that grand gifts cannot replace. Physical affection is another small but powerful gesture. A kiss on the forehead before leaving the house, a hug after a long day, holding hands while walking. These are quick, simple acts, but they create a deep sense of closeness. Science shows us that physical touch releases oxytocin, the love hormone, which calms the nervous system and strengthens emotional bonds. So every small touch is not just symbolic, it is biological proof of love working in the body. Even the act of listening is a gesture that can transform a relationship. In a world where people are often distracted, giving someone your full attention is one of the greatest gifts you can offer. When you put away your phone, look into your partner's eyes and truly listen to what they are saying. It tells them they matter. And that simple act of listening can mean more than a $1,000 necklace or a surprise trip, because it feeds the human need to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. Another small daily gesture is words of affirmation. Compliments, encouragement, and appreciation may seem small, but they are incredibly powerful. Saying thank you when your partner cooks dinner, saying I'm proud of you after they achieve something, saying I love you for no reason at all. These words build confidence, security, and intimacy. Without them, silence can slowly erode the feeling of being loved. And then there is the power of time. Spending even a few minutes of undistracted quality time together each day can be more valuable than expensive date nights once in a while. Sitting together with no screens, no interruptions, just talking, laughing, or even sitting quietly. This daily habit reminds both people that their relationship is a priority. And in the long run, these moments accumulate into a deep reservoir of love and connection. The truth is, small daily gestures are not about money. They are about effort. They are about choosing again and again to make the other person feel valued. And effort over time means far more than occasional extravagance. If someone spends thousands of dollars on one night but ignores their partner the rest of the year, the gift loses meaning. But if someone spends a few minutes each day showing care, that consistency builds a love that feels unshakable. This does not mean that grand gestures are wrong. They can be wonderful, exciting, and memorable, but they should never replace the daily habits of love. In fact, grand gestures only shine when they are built on a foundation of daily kindness. Otherwise, they feel hollow, like trying to decorate a house with no walls. So how can we practice small daily gestures? It starts with mindfulness, noticing the little opportunities to show care, asking, what can I do today, right now, to make my partner feel seen and loved? Sometimes it is as simple as sending a sweet message, making them laugh, helping them with a chore, or giving them your full attention. These small acts, repeated consistently, create the strongest bonds. And when both partners commit to these gestures, love becomes a cycle of giving and receiving. Each person feels cared for, so they naturally want to give care in return. This creates a positive loop, where love feeds love, kindness feeds kindness, and the relationship grows stronger each day. Over time, these daily gestures become the story of the relationship. Years later, people rarely talk about the expensive gifts they received, but they do remember how their partner always made them feel safe, how they always supported them, how they showed love in little ways, every single day. That is what makes a relationship last. Because in the end, love is not about one big moment. It is about thousands of small ones, strung together like pearls on a necklace. Each one may seem tiny on its own, but together they form something priceless. Love lives in the everyday, in the gestures so small that they might be invisible to the world, but unforgettable to the heart that receives them. So remember this, the small daily gestures matter more than the grand gifts. They are the heartbeat of love, steady and reliable. They are the glue that holds two lives together. They are the proof that love is not just spoken, it is lived in the smallest details of everyday life.